So we're going to do a quick video on how to change gear using a manual gearbox. So you can see in this car we've got 6 gears. Now a lot of cars will only have 5, but this one's got 6, and we also have a reverse gear just over here. Now reverse gears are different in every car. You can't generally put it into reverse by accident. In this car you have to like push the gear stick down and then move it all the way across. Other cars will have like a button on the front, or like a little trigger that you pull up, or even some of them like a little ring that goes around the base here, and you'll sort of lift that up to put it in reverse. So generally when you're driving you don't have to worry about accidentally putting it in reverse unless you use one of those triggers. So I want you to imagine just for now that doesn't exist. We're just going to go off the 1 to 6 gears just here. So the long bar down the middle, which is where it's sitting at the moment, is what we call neutral. So you can wobble the gear stick left and right, and that's how you know it's in neutral. It'll wobble a little bit in every gear, but not very much. When it's in neutral, it really wobbles massively one side to another. So this pattern you can see is rather important. The gear stick runs down into the gearbox, and basically on top of the gearbox there's like a gear selector with this pattern cut out of the top of it. So what that basically means is you can only travel in the pattern here. So if I was going for first gear, I can't just go diagonally. I have to follow the pattern. I have to go left and then up. And that's just how it works. A lot of time if you're going wrong or getting in the wrong gear, it's because you're trying to push it diagonally. So you've got to follow this pattern quite carefully. And it, like I say, it always sits there between 3rd and 4th because it's a sprung gearbox. Always pops back to the middle. So we're going to use this technique. It's very easy when you're changing gear. I'm sure you've seen people where they like maybe bounce the car down the road, and it's generally because they get it in the wrong gear. So if we're going from 1st to 2nd, we need to palm the gears, so we keep it pressed like that. So my palm is always on the gear stick and it'll go straight back into 2nd. Whereas if I put my hand on top or to the left hand side of it, chances are it's going to pop back into the middle, and then you end up putting in 4th gear, and that's where the car's going to start to kangaroo and bounce down the road. It just doesn't have the power to go from 1st to 4th gear. You have to go up through the gears and build that speed up. So palming, you always have your palm on the gear stick. So I'll demonstrate. I'll go through the gears. So 1st to 2nd, and I'll just put the clutch down. Might make it a bit easier if you're doing this at home as well. The engine's not running. It just makes it a bit smoother to change gear. So I use my palm and I go from 1st to 2nd. Then I turn my hand around and I push it to the middle. It pops into neutral and then straight forwards into 3rd. 4th, you can just come straight backwards. 5th, I'm going to need to push it into the middle again, up towards myself and right the way up there, and that's in 5th gear. 6th, again, I'll keep it pressed this way towards me, and then you've got to go back down through the gears, same again. So keep it pressed towards me for 5th, pull it back to the middle and it'll pop into the middle for 4th, straight forwards to 3rd, and then I need to turn my hand the other way for 2nd and 1st because I've got to be pressing to the left. And then to make sure it's in neutral, we just pop it back to the middle and give it a wobble.